Hey everybody, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today we've got an interesting video. And actually, it's hot as balls out here. And you know what? I don't feel like repping Colorado today. So we're going to switch to a better state. Ta-da. I promise I did not plan that little bit before recording. It just happened to be wearing a New Mexico shirt under that. So today's video is going to be one about knife mods. It's going to be a video where we make some aftermarket upgrades to the White River Ursus Cub. Now, you guys might have seen this knife a lot on the channel recently. We do have a full review of this knife out that I'll link at the end of the video that you can check out. I highly recommend that you do. But you've also probably seen this knife pop up in countless shorts and other videos I've been making recently. I love this knife a lot. Do I think it needs any upgrades? No, not really, but we do have two upgrades that have been sent to the channel, or maybe not upgrades, you know, that remains to be seen, but we have two modifications that have been sent to the channel by Zach, who also sent this knife to the channel to begin with. And so in this video, we're going to be putting those on just because I've got them. So we're gonna see what we do. I have a kind of a weird relationship with knife mods. In the early days of the channel, you guys might remember, I used to do a lot more knife mods. I used to dye scales a lot. I used to do flipper deletes. I did a couple of like blade modifications, like adding harpoons and stuff. And I haven't done a whole lot of that recently. I don't really know why. There's a couple reasons, maybe. One is I just busy doing other things. Number two is I've gotten a lot more picky about the knives that I add to my collection. I've gotten a lot better at like seeing a knife and be like, okay, that's probably something I like, or oh, that's probably something I'm not going to like, and so I can, you know, buy it or not buy it. And then when I do get it, I don't feel like I need to make mods to it. The other thing is I don't buy as many knives as I used to. In fact, I don't buy hardly any knives anymore. A lot of stuff that we review gets sent to the channel. And so, you know, and I gotta say too, a lot of stuff that does get sent to the channel, especially by Zach, turns out to just be really, really good already, and I don't feel the need to add anything to it. And then the few knives that I do buy for the channel, I oftentimes buy them because I think they're interesting, and I want to have a review of them, but I'm not necessarily thinking about like adding them to my personal collection. They're not gonna be part of my personal EDC, and a lot of times those knives end up being given away, so I don't really modify them. Even if I feel like they could use it. So there's a couple reasons why I don't do that many knife mods anymore, but I'm really excited about this one. And this isn't really a knife mod in any kind of like technical sense. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting on some aftermarket scales, and we're going to be taking a look at an aftermarket sheath. Now, I have showed this sheath before. We'll talk about that here. Actually, we'll probably talk about this first real quick. The scales, I cannot remember who these scales are made by. Oh, I even checked last night when I decided I was going to make this video, but it flew my mind. Oh, and I know who it is too. Like, it's a pretty common aftermarket scale maker. Anyways, I will have written it on the screen. But let's go ahead and talk about the knife itself first. This is by far my favorite small size EDC fixed blade. I love the Ursus Cub. Very classic shape. I love the ergos, and I love the Mexican blanket micarta scales on my particular version. I really would not like want to change these. In fact, I imagine I'll be changing these back. We'll see. These scales might just be a lot better, but I love the looks of these, and I do love the way that they feel in hand, which is very, very cool. Something that these scales will do is cover up the lanyard hole, which I must admit I do think would be a little bit of an upgrade. It doesn't really bother me that much, but I can definitely see how having a little more, you know, thickness back here would enhance the grip. As for the sheath, here's the stock sheath that the knife comes with, and I like this sheath a lot. We've got a magnesium rod on there. This is a pancake style Kydex sheath, so we have two different pieces, which I'm normally not a huge fan of. We have one of these little J clips, which again, I'm normally not a huge fan of. But this sheath really works for me. I don't know why. It's super compact. You guys will have seen I wear this on my belt. I've worn this attached to a pack. I just really, really like this sheath a whole lot. And I do carry it vertical. A lot of times with smaller EDC knives like this, I like to carry them horizontal, cross-draw. In fact, I'm carrying a knife like that right now. I've got another fixed blade on my belt. This is the very good knife company Lone Star. And yeah, with my EDC fixed blades, that's how I like to carry them a lot of the time. But this knife right here, I've just been carrying like this because, I don't know, it just works out for me. You know, I don't have, you know, love handles, so sometimes carrying a knife vertically is actually more comfortable than anything else. And this does work very well, keeping it close to my body. You know, I'm not going to be bumping into things. So for me personally, the way this knife came from the factory, the stock setup, has actually been working really, really well. I actually really love it. But let's take a look at these upgrades. So here's the Armatus sheath. And again, I made a video about this. I actually have two Armatus sheaths. This one for the Ursus Cub and one for my Lion Steel M5. The one for the M5 completely changed the way that I carried that knife. It is so much better than the leather sheath that knife comes with. I do prefer Kydex sheaths or hard sheaths to leather in nearly every situation. And with the M5, moving to a taco style Kydex sheath that I could wear like this really just changed the way that knife carries. It made it way more maneuverable, made it a smaller package, and it made it just so much more accessible. Check out my Lion Steel M5 review for full details on that. But with the Ursus Cub sheath, I was not a huge fan because it was very tight when I first got it. And it's still a little bit tight right now, but it has been breaking in. And maybe the new scales will actually fit in this sheath a little bit better. I do love the blue color of this Kydex. I do love that it is taco style, fold over, and it's very compact. I like the push-off point up here. I like that you have this little area that's like chamfered in, so that you can like get your finger right up in there as you're pulling the knife out. It's a very well-made sheath. We do have two faux leather straps, which I do prefer over the single leather like you see here on this very good knife company. This actually does kind of annoy me a little bit because it gives the knife a little bit more wiggle than I like. One thing that I do to kind of try and offset that is actually attach the strap through my belt loop. And that can kind of help it to ride a little bit easier. But when you have two straps, it does keep the knife more aimed where you want it to be. And actually, these straps might be put on backwards because I want to carry this knife like this. I want the straps to be on the outside, but whatever. I think I put those on too, so I did that backwards. My bad. But yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and pull these scales out real quick, and we'll come back to the sheath and we'll see how it works with the new scales. So these are blue and black G10. I actually love the looks of these. Blue and black G10, like this layered G10, is one of my favorite handle materials. I've always loved this type of G10 scale. So if I didn't know that the Mexican blanket, my Carta version, was an option, this would be probably my second choice. This would be what I would want to see on the knife. I do like the Mexican blanket, my Carta, the Sarape, my Carta, a little bit better. But the G10 also looks really, really well. And outside of just looks, the functionality is going to change a little bit too. I have often said that I am not actually the biggest fan of my Carta scales on my outdoor knives or my active use knives because my Carta soaks in sweat. If you're using it as a hunting knife, my Carta soaks in blood, and it can get very gross very quickly. I really don't recommend people have my Carta on the handles of their hunting knives because, yeah, it will absorb that grossness. You'll have to do a lot more cleaning, you know, take the scales off, get under there, really thoroughly wash the scales because it will trap odors and residue. So G10 might be better for that. My Carta is really, really, really good for grip when it gets wet. This knife, again, I carry this hiking with me a lot, but because it sits kind of off the body and it's oftentimes, you know, on the outside of my clothes, the sweat issue hasn't really been a big deal. And I do love how this my Carta is wearing. I hope you guys can see that. It's getting so smooth. You can see it's darkening up here on the red. and stuff. It's breaking in beautifully. But these scales definitely feel like they've got more grip. They do have a more aggressive, a more pronounced palm swell. So I think these are going to be very, very comfortable. I mean, if I just do this, they feel really, really good. And that's, without the knife even in between them. So let's go ahead and without wasting any more time, I know I've wasted a lot of time. Let's go ahead and take these off and yeah, let's get in there. Should be fun. I never set up right for shadows when I come out here. So yeah. Also, I just realized we've only got 2 tubes in here. Did I misplace one or was it just missing? I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to use the tubes in here. We'll see. Oh, in fact, actually I know what it is. These tubes, okay, yeah. It comes with these tubes because the scales are slimmer here and here. And so this middle tube is going to be able to work, but these tubes are going to need to be replaced. Okay, let's actually fix my perspective here. Alrighty, here we go. Closer look at the sheaths, in case that's something you wanted to see. Again, we'll be getting back to the sheaths here in just a second. Here's our gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Man, just picture perfect. Very simple looking knife, but simple in all the best ways. All right. So one of my complaints with this knife, like one of the few complaints I had, is actually that these pivots, not pivots, these screws are free spinning. So we are going to need 2 different sets of tools here. And actually, do I have, oh man, I think I forgot to grab my, oh shoot. I didn't grab my one that's big enough, did I? This could be an issue, but let's see what we got here. I think these are T15s. That's a 20. Yeah, the 20 is too big. I think these are 15s. Yeah, 15s. I just love doing knife maintenance from behind a camera. Yeah, is this? Oh, come on, you get out of there. Get out of there, you. Yeah, that's a T10. Shit. Actually, I might have a T15 somewhere else. Yep, luckily I keep a toolbox in my truck for auto maintenance. So we do have my extra T15 right there. I brought this set because I've got knife maintenance sets everywhere, but I really like this driver here. And I forgot that this set does not go past T10. I've got another set like this that has, geez, hundreds and hundreds of bits, but I don't like the driver as much, so I just grabbed this one without even thinking. I don't think very often. So let's see if we can actually, yeah, see, that's free spinning. So we're gonna have to, brace this up. I should put it in the sheath while we do this. Except we can't get to the screw when it's in the sheath. Okay, well, let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's take this knife apart. See what it looks like under there. Man, this balancing act. Just realized I was going the wrong way. There we go. Okay. There's what we got there. Interesting. It's a very short little standoff. Huh. Okay. All these flies. And actually, we're going to be reusing the screw, so I'm not sure why I'm putting it back in there. Gideon. I'm not a smart man, guys. What can I say? Okay. There we go. Pull these off. There's what the knife looks like. Honestly, you could use it like this. I mean, it's a little, thin and sharpish, but still good ergonomic lines. Okay, let's put that over there. Let's see what we got here. The hard part now is going to be taking the screws out of. Let's actually see which of these standoffs actually work, or which of these screws actually will work with the new scales. Oh, that looks good. That looks good, guys. Go away, flies. I hate you. Hate you. Yeah, okay. So I think maybe they just sent 2 extra middle ones to go through the middle. Go away. Go away, flies. Just get these set in there. We'll come back and tighten them up later. Right now, let's just get them started. I did not bring any Loctite with me because I'm an idiot. That's okay. All right. Yeah, and then this is not going to reach all the way through. So, man, flies are eating me alive. Normally bugs don't bother me that much, but today they're really bothering me. Because I changed my cologne, I guess. Arousing the flies. Gross. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Man, look at that. These are just beautiful, beautiful scales. This is coming out real beautiful too, though. Okay, so I'm gonna have to grab pliers to do this. I really don't want to because I hate doing that. Or am I just gonna have to do screw it. Go grab some pliers. This is gonna make y'all laugh. Actually, my pliers that I normally keep in my truck, I don't have right now because I was over doing an oil change for my friend. I accidentally left him over there the other night. So, what I do have in my truck, though, is this, which you guys probably haven't seen in forever. Oh, well, look, and there's an old 9mm shell. Man, that's been sitting in my truck for a long freaking time. Yeah. Wait, does this one have the pliers? No, it doesn't. Oh, I forgot. This is not the one I thought it was. Oh, shoot. We might be screwed. But since I have it out here, you guys might remember this stupid little axe multi-tool. I made a video on this like years and years ago with my cousin Austin. We like kind of beat the crap out of that. Oh, I thought that was one of the axes that had the pliers with it. I forgot it doesn't. Okay, I've got to have another pair of pliers in there somewhere. I know I do. I know I do. All I had was my massive pair of channel locks. Yeah, see, I need to get a Leatherman, guys. I need to get a good Leatherman. I had one, but it got stolen. These are actually good channel locks. I do like those quite a bit. That was way overkill for a knife maintenance thing, but okay. Let's see, is this a new one? Yeah. I'm just going to flip it over just because I like being consistent. Huh, is it going to reach? Yeah, it's going to be close. Huh. It's pretty deep set in there. Actually. Yeah, it is quite a bit taller. Let's see, is this one even taller than that? Ah, it is. Options. Wow, look at me. I'm so fucking smart. So freaking smart. I'm going to put that a little baggy too so I don't lose it. I think these are aluminum. Yeah. Are these titanium screws? What on earth? That's kind of dope. So aluminum, oh my goodness, my words are not wording right now. That thing's aluminum, and it looks like the screws are titanium, which I did not realize. That's kind of cool. Does it make that much of a difference functionally? I don't know. I guess you can make an argument for like weight reduction. Okay, now let's tighten all these up. Let's see what this leaves us with. Doesn't feel right. That does not feel right at all. Let's tighten up these ones at the top, see if they do. Man. Don't you guys just love the videos where I'm like doing knife maintenance? You guys should like I'm also kind of like hunched over right now because my tailgate is not like that tall. So I'm like hunched over the camera, trying to do this. Maybe this would have been something to do off camera. I don't know. All right, those feel good. This one in the middle, those kind of flopping around. All right, and we're going to tighten this up off camera. Alrighty, so we got it attached. Now, I ended up not using the long one. The long one just wouldn't get tight. It was, I tightened the screws as far as I could, and this thing was still jiggling around. So we did not use the really tall one. We used the medium size post, which did tighten up, and it's not moving around in there. But I don't really like how inset into the scale it is. That's just a spot to gather gunk, and that's a spot that can act as a little bit of a hot spot. Although, right now it isn't. How does this feel in hand? This does feel really, really good. This does feel very, very nice. Is it better than the micarta? It's grippier for sure. I don't know if it's better though. I mean, it's a little different, but the micarta is just so excellent. I mean, the ergonomics in this knife are just great all around. You can see there, we've got the hidden lanyard hole now. I do love the way it looks. Blue is my favorite color, so, I am a big fan of how this looks, and it matches the sheath somewhat. See how that feels now. Huh. I mean, still a little tight, but again, maybe this will break in as well. Go ahead and put these in there. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and get this guy on the belt. Alrighty, so there's our new setup. Looks really good. And yeah, I do feel that breaking in already. Okay, let's go ahead, get her on the belt, see what I think. Lone Star off. By the way, Very Good Knife Company makes amazing sheaths. Should I swap these around real quick? I think I'm going to actually. Give me just a second. Un momento, por favor. And go ahead and switch around these little things here. So you just unscrew the Phillips head that's in the center of the snap. That, come on, you. There we go. That comes out. You can remove the thing. You got a little post. Lots and lots of holes on this sheath. You know, you can stick it in whatever hole you want, which I appreciate. You know, I always like it when they let you stick it in whatever hole you like. You know, having options is a good thing. I think I'm going to go second from the front. There we go. It feels nice and tight. And this one, yeah, we'll go right there. I might switch up where these are at later. But that's one of the great things about a system like this is you can switch her up, not to be locked into one position. Man, the innuendos for this sheath are going hard. All right, let's go ahead and get this on the belt. I think what I'm going to do is actually we're going to go one strap on this side of the belt loop, other strap behind it. Bam. Bam. Looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, there's just a little bit of an extra push to get it into the sheath. I don't know. Maybe it'll break in. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to be carrying this knife like this for a little while. You know, testing the cross draw, testing the new Armatus sheath. I do love the way that the knife looks now. I love the way it looked before, and I think I do prefer the Mexican blanket micarta scales just for aesthetics. And they are my broken ass tripod. Get back in there. I do like the way that the Mexican blanket looks aesthetically, and they are a little, you know, they're softer, which I'm not going to say is better ergonomically, but it's different ergonomically. I am curious to take this out and start doing some woodcraft with it and see if this aggressive texturing causes hot spots or not. I do love the palm swell. I mean, that exaggerated palm swell is excellent, but yeah, we'll see what the aggressive G10 feels like. Yeah. So there we go. There are some upgrades made to the White River Ursus Cub. Now, this is a knife that, again, I don't think you need to make any aftermarket upgrades to. Talking about that Armatus sheath, that sheath for my Lion Steel M5 completely changed the game with that knife. I would say that an aftermarket sheath is not necessary to enjoy the M5, but it will bring out its fullest potential if you have one of those. The sheath makes a huge difference on a fixed blade, right? Shocker, who would have guessed? But yeah, on this knife, again, I don't think I needed to upgrade the sheath. I don't think I need to upgrade the scales, but it is fun to have options. It's fun to customize. You know, that's a big part of this hobby is making it your own. EDC, there's I don't know if it's a joke necessarily, but something that I often hear in the EDC community is that it's not really EDC anymore because everyone switches things so often, which they do, and I do too as a reviewer. But if you are someone that really wants to just build an actual EDC setup personalized to you, customization like this goes a long way in making it feel unique and personal to you. So yeah, very, very cool upgrades here. I am really excited to carry the knife like this. I kind of feel like I've got a whole new knife again, right? I right now, I do feel like after a month or so carrying it like this, I might go back to the Mexican blanket. But right now, I'm really excited to carry the knife, and yeah, it feels like a new experience, which will be fun. there we go. Alrighty, well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for Zach. Thank you to Zach for sending this stuff to the channel. Big shout out to my channel members at the Cowboy level. I appreciate everything they do for the channel. If you want to become a member and support me directly, there's a link down below. As for the rest of the hooligans, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment below, and subscribe. I've been Gideon, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.